Girl could have gotten an A on the test, but instead of doing the questions carefully, she stared at the invigilator's watch. The next second, she raised her hand to ask the teacher what time it was. The teacher told her there was still time. After learning that there was plenty of time, the girl, however, became very anxious. It would have taken her half an hour to finish the paper. It took her only 10 seconds to finish it. She didn't care if the answers were correct, then directly handed the paper to the teacher. Then she ran to the street in a hurry. The girl's brother couldn't wait, because they only have this pair of shoes. If she couldn't deliver the shoes on time, the boy won't even be able to enter the school. But the bad thing is, when the girl ran across the ditch, accidentally dropped a shoe into it. Without the slightest hesitation, she hurriedly ran in the direction of the current. The shoe suddenly got stuck under a stone slab, which gave the girl a chance to catch her breath. So she looked down to see where the shoe was. It was right in the center of the slab. The girl couldn't get it out by herself, so she broke down and cried. The cry soon attracted the shopkeeper. After learning the reason, the owner used a wooden stick to unblock the gutter. The shoe finally came out with the water, and was scooped up by a sanitation worker. A few minutes later, the girl delivered the shoes to her brother, but looking at the wet shoes, this brother didn't bother to comfort his sister. Instead, he blamed her for delaying his schooling. In the face of the brother's reprimand, the sister could not stand it any longer. She blamed her brother for losing his shoes. That's why they shared the same shoe. Their family was very poor. The whole family lived on biscuits, a pair of worn-out shoes that had been mended 10 times. This was the girl's only shoe. That afternoon, Mike finished mending his sister's shoes. He put them in the vegetable aisle. He ran into the store to pick out some potatoes, but because his family was so poor, he had to buy potatoes on credit. The owner only allowed him to take sprouted potatoes. However, when Mike came out, he realized the shoes were long gone. In order to find the shoes, Mike rummaged through the shelves, but because he was too anxious, he accidentally knocked over the vegetable stall. The owner was furious, directly angrily denounced Mike as a fool, and told him to get lost. He could only run home in disgrace. It's better to go home first and then think of something. But just before he reached the door of his house, Mike heard a noise. It turned out to be the landlord came to demand rent again. The unpleasant words were unpleasant to the ear. His mother just endured on the sidelines. Seeing his brother, the girl was very happy. He asked his brother if the shoes were mended. Mike stammered and couldn't say, until the sister went to check the shoes. Mike realized he couldn't hide it. He could only tell his sister what happened. Instantly his sister broke down in tears. She couldn't go to school without her shoes. Mike thought the shoes should still be at the grocery store, so she decided to look for them again. Before leaving, she asked her sister, "Don't tell their mom yet." The sister nodded her head silently and agreed. Mike was relieved to leave. He sneaked to the shelves, more carefully rummage up. After searching for a long time, he still found nothing. The boss caught him red-handed. Mike could only hurry to escape. His sister's shoes were really lost, so when she was doing her homework, she asked her brother to think of something. Bare feet can't go to school, and Mike told his sister, "The only way is for you to wear my sneakers first, because our school days are staggered." The sister was not happy about it. "Your shoes are older than I am." But Mike threatened his sister, saying, "Well, there's no other way. If their father finds out the shoes are missing, they'd all get a beating." To calm her down, he gave her a pencil. This sister finally agreed.